Money roll, yeah, I'm looking at the bank statements, I do not want to jail, yeah, nuts with my gang, you be just a stain, cover on my chain.
Hello and welcome everybody to my first session of playing Spin&Go's. I decided to play 10 spins in a row, so you will just see how I play them, how I'm taught to play them by Spin Legends. As an explanation, I might take a little while doing pre-flop decisions. That's because I'm still learning the pre-flop charts. I have them open on a second monitor, and I will check them every now and again if I'm not too sure about what to do pre-flop. So just bear that in mind. I'm not a long thinker, at least I hope so, but I will have to check the ranges every once in a while, so I would say we will just go ahead and start up one of the Spin&Go's. Everyone not familiar with Spin&Go's, it's a tournament format with 3 players. You will get a random draw of the prize pool at the start of the hand, and we will hit the lowest one, the 2x. Oh, fault here, there's no reason without reads to call that. And our German friend won. So we are heads up now. I'm not too sure about 4-5 off. It's a min raise, so it's connected enough. So we could guess that he is a total maniac, we're not too sure yet. We're facing a limp. I will just check and see what the flop has to offer. We could bet here, but I'm on the weaker side, so we had a flush. Bet 1 big blind. It's basically a bet fold. So if he raises, he almost every time has a better flush. 7-2 is the worst hand we could ever have, so we fold that. He limps again. I'll check. If he bets here, I'm not too sure what to do. Now that we hit the 7, we will probe the turn. And he calls. Still have a medium type hand. Some things arrive at the river, and 8 has a straight. Kind of curious what he had there. 2-3, so nothing. Okay. So we min-raised pre-flop, he called. Could basically have everything possible. I'll call one time, see what he does turn. I think I will fold. Might be a little tight, but I think it's the best play here. 8-3 off. It's pretty bad, we fold that. 8-5 suited was good enough to min raise. Flop is pretty dry, so I will go ahead and make a continuation bet here. He folds. That's good. That's what we hoped for. Check it off. Some min raise. We hit decently on the flop. Of course, he could have an ace, but not too often. We'll go ahead and make it 50% seeded, because it's pretty connected. It's not the driest of all boards. Now that we didn't improve, I think we have another bet here. Folds, it's good. Going up in blinds. So another thing to explain is I have a stars caption activated. It's basically a tool to do certain things on PokerStars, and I'm mainly using it to converting the chips to big blinds. 40. We had a Schwar type-ish hand, but I'm not too happy with this one. I'll go ahead and open shove this one. It's a min raise. The flop is as dry as it can get, so we'll conti bet with pretty much air. We have a backdoor flush, but I don't think that's enough to call here. He's signaling a mate hand, or at least better what we had, so I think folded was the best option here. That's good enough to call. We hit a mid pair. He bets 50%, I think that's a call. It's good enough to see the next hand, the next card, sorry. He quickly checked both streets. Oh, the turn, sorry. We have small value bet here, I think. Aces. That's a min raise. We hope he will play and he doesn't. It's unfortunate. He min raises us. I think that's a shove, yes. We're red, we're not anymore. But we hit a lucky river, so yeah, that's good. Have to be lucky sometimes. I decided to do a conti bet here because he is pretty much fit or fold in that situation. It's an easy fold then. King 6 isn't good enough to call the shove. 12 big blinds. I hope he shoves here, so I would call any time. Check 9. Don't think that's good enough. I'll have to double check. Not even by far. 9-3. Suited. It's good. The board is kinda connected. I think we should bet 50% here. He folds, that's good. I hope he shoves. He doesn't. We 3-bet our ace jack. There's no reason to slow play here. Shoves, we call, get it in nicely. And we won. So that's good. Go ahead and play the second one. And we hit a very nice multiplier. It's 12 times. Would be nice to win this one, to be honest. What are we playing against? I'm from Finland. Belarus. There's no reason to raise here against 2 players. Not even against 1. The board is pretty ugly. It's very, very draw heavy. River mid pair, I don't see a reason to continue. I fold this one. Let both of them play it out. Well, he checks now. It's kinda strange. Pretty much always should have a... That's a tricky place right there. We'll see what they have. Flush against flush. Nothing you can do about that. Pretty strange line by both of them. Little confusing to me. Pot size bet on this flop. I have a flush draw with an 8. I don't think that's good enough to continue. I'll fold. 5. Check here. Bottom pair. I'll do the bet once. If he calls that quickly, it's either a draw or a mate hand. I have showdown value, so we'll check. That's all I could hope for, and turned out pretty well, so that was another pot bet. Call one time. He slows down. I think I have to check again. I'm not too sure about this spot. Anyone out there can help me with this one? Would be glad to know. He bets pretty smallish on that one. Looks to me that he wants to have a call. I'm folding. I think that's the best play. We will get better spots than this. Min raise. We'll have to look that up. It's a fold. It's a clear min raise to me. It's connected enough. We have good enough draws to call it once. We have a gut show with our 5. I will check. Now that we hit the 6, I'm not too sure. We could do a smallish value bet. Call with a 2. Pretty glad about that. We're in the big blind with a min raise. It's a call. Ooh, it's tricky. He will continue with basically any high card here. If he has a 7 or a 2, which I doubt he would be far ahead. Don't really have showdown value, but we'll check again. I think you could have bet the river there, but wasn't too sure. Fold 5-8 off. Do we open a 10-4 off? No, don't. Queen 9 off. I will take that flop. It's decent enough to bet. He could call worse hands than ours. Pretty much looked like a draw, his call on the turn, so I'll bet smallish. See what he does. He folds. It's good. A6. We're the small blind. It's an open shove. Ten 6. Have to look that up. It's always in call. We hit a good draw, we call that for sure. It's basically a bluff bet, but I will go ahead and do it. We don't have showdown value. And some folds. Seven five off. It's close. We can call it. Really not too sure about this one. Go ahead and make a probe bet. You have a pair of sevens. We'll check forward here. There are a lot of hands that are better than ours, so go ahead and make a tight fold. Blinds going up. We are getting shorter. 6-2 still fold. He's 7 off. He min raises us. We're pretty shallow, so I think that's it. Yep. Go ahead and shove that. 8-5 off with around 11 big blinds. 8-5 suited, sorry. If he donks here, we only have a 6 to make a good hand. Even an 8 wouldn't help us too much, so out of that one. Let's check. We hit all 4. We're glad to take this one that way. Check for his fold. Check 10 suited. So push. We are behind. We hit nicely. Come on. Hold. It doesn't hold. Lose this one. But it's not too bad. Let's see what comes next. 2x, that's what we will get most of the time. No reason to play badly. We will win every one of the spins. I think that was a min raise. I have to double check. Yeah, it was good enough. It's a min raise for sure. It's a good hand. Queen check suited. Can hit really nicely. Not on this flop. But it's dry enough to make a smallish continuation bet. Calls. The queen spade is pretty unfortunate, but I think we have to bet it one more time. Could have a flush that he improved. I don't see too much value in a bet now. So I will go ahead and check. He has an ace. I don't think he would have called a bet. Yeah, no. So if we had hit this good, it's pretty much easy game. You can debate calling and raising here. We are in position, so I prefer call. We're still good enough to bring it in all the way. Let's see if he finds a call here with anything. He doesn't. Six, 7 in the small blind. We're pretty deep. Can call this one. It's a decent enough hit for a call one time, depending on the bet size. If all check, I'm not too sure. I would prefer a check call maybe. The bet is small enough. It's half the pot. If both of the players are in, I'm out of this one. Hand isn't good enough, most likely against 2 players. Queen 9. 10-3 suited. It's not good enough to play this deep. 7-2. Offsuit. We will fold anyways. I'll take it free flop. We hit a mid pair on a relay try board. It's a medium type-ish hand, so my plan was to maybe probe the turn if I'll check and the turn isn't too bad. Now that the ace is out, our hand is pretty weak. So I will stick to check fold. Nobody has anything, it seems. It might be good with our 7, but it's no reason to bet here. We win it with no competition, and that's good. Check 3 suited, it's good enough to min-raise. Ace 3 suited, some min-raise. It's a good hit. 2 pair, aces up. Go ahead and make the smaller coordination bet. It's really tried. So we hope to get a call here. Now that he only has 4.7 blinds left, I will put him all in. Let's see if he finds a call. He does. With the weaker 2 pair. Pretty nice hit for us. Take a look at the flop. So we bet here. He doesn't show too much action. I think we have a smallish medium value bet here. 10-2 off is fold. Ace 4. He's pretty passive. He's really passive. So we'll go ahead and do our stuff. It's a real try board. Conti it nearly 100% here. Look at the flop. We hit top pair. We call it for sure. Now that the ace comes. Do we call? We have straight outs for 3. We have a mid pair. I think that's good enough. Might slow down on the river. It's good. King 6, he had nothing at all. Let's fold. Sure, we'll look at the flop. No reason to bet here. I've showdown value with our king. It's good enough this time. So we have king 4 off. It's a push against his stack. Still a push against his stack. Get it in the head. We lose this one. He's still kinda shallow with 6 big blinds. We hit this one. Hope he holds, and we won. Good for us. Let's fire up another one. We hit a 4x multiplier. It's pretty sweet. Nine-5 off. Small blind. It's most likely a fold. Pocket nines from the big blind. It's a min raise. It's a call. I'm not too sure what to do here. I do think that's good enough to push. We might run into something bad. We didn't, but we lost anyway. I will have to take another look at this one. So, do a quick review of this hand. See what happened here. That's pretty fast. We will do it again. So we will look at the hand. We min raised a 3.5x us. It's a call according to our strategy. And we hit this board. So what does he 3-bet there? We don't really know. It was the second hand that we played, so wasn't too sure. He bets half the pot. Basically, anything better would be checks plus ace 10, pocket 8s, pocket 4s, pocket 10s, of course. In my mind, it was good enough to go ahead and make the bet, make the push rather, and we were ahead 85%. So we got it in pretty nicely. Unfortunately, the turn was the worst card that could happen to us, and we lost this one. But this time we got it in good. I'm still not sure if my flop push there was good or not. Maybe you guys can tell me. That's a clear fold. Don't have to explain anything there. It's min raise. Let's see if he's an aggro type of player. Seems like it. We'll do the min raise here, then I will call his shove this time. Doesn't though. We hit mid pair and a flush draw. We have a ton of equity. I'm thinking about pushing it right here. Both options are fine, I guess. Calling or pushing. Fortunately, we lost this one. Check 7 suited against the bottom limp. It's good enough to call. We hit our mid pair. Too bad we are out of position here. If he bets this small, calling again. A lot of things hit at the river. Well, we'll see what he does. If he checks, I think I will check as well. Okay. I think he had a value bet. He had a value bet on the river. I think he was scared of anything else. He's asleep. It's pretty early in Brazil. He's sitting out. As you guys can see, I'm still in the learning phase, so if you guys have anything to tell me how to play better, go ahead, put it in the comments, and I will be glad about everything. We have the bottom end of the straight. I will call once here. See what he does, river. I will call it. I think folding a straight here would be too weak. Let's bet the flop on the table there. It's pretty dry. I expect a lot of folds. Check 4 isn't good enough. So yeah, I'm still learning all the rules. I'm still not too sure about my post-flop play. I watched some videos on Spin Legends how to do it, but it's not all in my mind just yet, so I'm glad if for any help you guys can provide me with. Against the button min raise. Go ahead and call it. Now thinking about it and checking it, we might want to push pre-flop there. I think the main reason with this hand that we want to push pre-flop is that our equity is pretty good with an ace against any other two cards. And another main reason is that ace-5 off plays pretty bad post-flop. It's pretty much fit or fold. Even if we hit our ace, it's not good enough most of the time. So, in retrospect, pre-flop push would have been the better play there. I'm not too sure about the min raise here. I think that was good enough. We will county bet our flop there. And I think we will get the hand in. He folds. It's a good result for us. So we are button with the stick. It's a fold. Nice check, nice hand. See if we get a chance to play it nicely here. If he limps, we are 3-betting. That's what we do. If he folds. It's a fold to me. Yep, that's clear fault. A7 from the button, we only have 11 big blinds left. It's an open shove. Same reasons I explained before. It's a nice hand, we have good equity, and we want to get it in ahead. That's why we play these things. We want to get our money in when we are ahead. That's why you play poker, basically. After he checks, I will bet with the bottom pair. Now that he calls... I think we have a bluffish type bet on this turn. He would have signaled us a 9 or anything better at flop, I think. So in my books, it was a good turn bet there. So guys, if you are liking what you see here, if you want to play Spin&Go's as well, check the description below. There's a link where you can apply to Spin Legends. You will get free money to play with. You will get coachings. You will get the pre-flop charts, basic gameplay for post-flop. We play this flop really quick. It's a continuation bet in my books against the min raise. I'm out of this one. Yeah, you will get coachings. And you will learn how to play these things. And you will climb up pretty fast. As I will do, I hope. Still, I have a lot to learn. I have to look up pre-flop hands, as you might have seen. I hope he checks as well and we hit our river. I don't think I had a bet on the turn there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do we open? Do we push? Don't. It's fold. It's an open push. We're pretty much down here. Get it in nicely. So we hold, we don't. It's unfortunate. But we got it in pretty good. So I will fire up another one. I think that's the last one for today. Sorry about that. And we hit a 12x multiplier, so that would be a nice thing to end my first video. Unfortunately, A2 wasn't good enough to bet here. I want to play better hands than that, so gimme gimme. So yeah, that's our last Spin&Go for today. As I mentioned before, comment on the video, give me tips. I want to improve on the game. It was a pretty clear call in my books. We hit pretty nicely. Against a really small bet, we call it. And we picked up some more outs. Any 7 is good for us. Any... I forgot how this is called in English. And we hit our queen high flush. Only ace or king high flush is better than ours. It's a push in my books. And check 2 off causes. That's pretty good. Pretty bad from him, but we will take it. King 10, we hit our mid pair on a really try board. This bet is really confusing. We'll call. Looks kinda pluffish to me. I'll call him down. If he sticks to the small size. Now that he checks, I'm not too sure about the value bet here. We have good enough showdown value, so we check. I don't think he would have called worse there. King 5 off. Is that a call? Yes, it is. Depending on his bet size, we will call it again for sure. He does this again. Same thing as before. We have good enough showdown value. I don't think worse hands would have called us. We don't fold against the min raise. After he checks, I'll go ahead and make a smallish. It's not a continuation bet, of course, because he was the pre-flop aggressor. After he min raises us now, looks like a trap. I'm out of this one. And we had air, so not much to say here. So we have ace 5 off with him pretty much down. Go ahead and put him all in. We lose this time, got it in the head. Too bad. It's clear min raise. Hit our top pair, so we're not slowing down. I think we should raise the flop here. Too much things he could have that can improve later. King is not good every time. Depending on his bet size now, would have been torn between calling and folding. Does he call worse than a pair of kings? I'm not too sure. He might have called that one. But I'm happy with the way it turned out. With the bottom pair on a really draw-heavy board. Don't feel comfortable playing this. We'll check. 8-6 off is a raise here. Pretty much 25 big blinds deep. You will look at the flop here. It's not good enough. After he checks, I will go ahead and bet this one. He calls. Don't have showdown value, so a bluff bet would be good, but I'm not too sure. 10 high is good enough, obviously. I'll have to look up this one. It's a min raise. And we hit pretty nicely. There are some draws, so I'll bet 50%. Folds. So we go up in blinds. We are 13 big blinds in effective stacks. We're right in min raise. You will see that it's rather big. I think that's a call. It was a call, I double checked. Oh, on this board I'm out. 10-9 suited. It's a good hand to raise here. He hit pretty good. Open-ended straight draw, 2 overcards. We have some equity here. But I'm not too sure about calling this one. I'm pretty interested about the spot before, so go ahead and put it in the comments. Got it in ahead pretty slightly, but we still lose. It's pretty unfortunate. Sixes. Going in. That's unfortunate. We will lose this one. But again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I think I will have to improve on my commentating skills, but if you bared with me till the end, that's good for me, that's good for you. Go ahead and put anything you want in the comments. You can subscribe if you want to. You can apply to Spin Legends over my referral link in the comments, in the description, sorry. And I will see you next time. So, bye bye.